Hi, Karma. How you doing, sweetheart? Boy, I don't know what the fuck is going on, but there's some. Apparently, I'm not allowed to talk and not allowed to put my honest opinion on shit. And I try to be real. I am sorry that you heard me yell, but goddamn. Let me go into my cast. Okay, yeah, she got a wrench. That's good. Anyway, look. Apparently, people didn't get the memo. All right. I do not, and I repeat, I do not jump on a fucking bandwagon. No shit, Karma. No fucking shit. I do not jump on a motherfucking bandwagon. I'm a true fucking fan from the beginning. I've always been a true fan of the boxing game. Have I been wrong on some picks? Yes. Do I learn from my picks? Yes. Do I switch? Do I switch my favorite boxers around? Yes. That's how the fight game works. But I refuse. I refuse to jump on a fucking bandwagon and be all flippy floppy and changing my fucking picks and changing my narrative because I know some motherfuckers that change their narratives like it's going out of fucking style. I ain't saying no names. But at least in my shit, I don't ban people. I'm gonna say that. I got banned, I got booted, and I got silenced. Because I was saying the real shit. That's some bullshit right there. Check yourself. You're doing what you're doing. I get it for fucking views. Your channel grows because of all the fucking drama that goes on in it. I'm a real fucking boxing fan. I'm not about the goddamn drama. I'm about the truth behind boxing. I'm behind the pure science behind boxing. You can take your bullshit narrative, flippity floppity, switch sides more than a pancake. You flip over more than a fucking pancake, most of you. What the fuck? Because a boxer doesn't have a zero on his shit, he's garbage now? No, I'm gonna say it right now. Canelo is not garbage. Am I a Canelo fan? No. But I don't like all the hate he gets for no good reason. If you have a reason to hate him, fine. State your reasoning, and I'll listen and make my own judgment on it. But I'm not gonna jump on a fucking bandwagon. It's not my style. God damn. It's amazing how quickly people switch sides. Last week, everybody was saying, "Oh, Canelo this, Canelo that, Canelo the goat, Canelo," and I was the only one, or one of the few, that was saying Canelo gonna lose. At the best, Canelo got a 40% chance of winning that belt. And I got it on people's channels, me saying that shit. I might just go there, pull it up, and put it on my fucking channel, just to show you my proof that I fucking know what I'm talking about. I don't go fucking switching sides every time a fucking boxer loses. Like some punk ass bitches out there. Switching sides every time. Every fucking time they switch sides because somebody lost a fucking fight. You can take that shit and shove it right up your ass. That's not a true fight fan. That's not a true boxing fan. That's a fucking casual shit to do. That's a fucking what do you call them? That's a fair weather fan. That's what that shit is. A fair weather fan. Welcome to that club. I hope you're proud. Fucking flip floppy motherfuckers out there, man. Now let me state this. Like I wasn't able to state earlier in somebody else's channel. Number one, the reason in my opinion, why Canelo lost last night is Canelo's not used to fighting somebody that will stick to the game plan and can't get bullied by him. Canelo is used to intimidating people. When you got people like Caleb Plant, who's a talented boxer, saying, "Oh, that's so bad for no." That's giving too much respect to your opponent in the ring. Right there with that mindset, you fucking already lost. And this is the mindset that most of these fighters had when they got into the ring with Canelo, except for Triple G and a select few, especially Mayweather. Get something straight. I'm not a Triple G fan. I'm a boxing fan. No, I am a Triple G fan, but I'm a boxing fan first and foremost. That's where my loyalties lie for the boxing game. I don't care if a fighter has zero losses or if he's got 4 losses. If that motherfucker puts his heart in the ring, he's got my respect. Y'all just jump on a bandwagon because it's the most popular thing to do. Well, sometimes boxing isn't popular. Sometimes you got to stick to your laurels, which I'm gonna do every fucking time. That's one thing I can promise about myself. I stick to my laurels. I'm not gonna change my outlook on boxing because of one fight or because some fighter lost or some fighter won. When Wilder lost the second fight, he got all my respect, and I still don't want him to retire because he can still do good for boxing. But because I don't join your fucking narrative, because I don't fucking jump on your bandwagon, all of a sudden I got to be on the Bivol bandwagon. Where were all you motherfuckers when I said last week Bivol was going to win? Everybody was jumping my shit saying you're fucking a hater. And now I'm being called a fucking now I'm being called a Canelo fanboy because I'm pointing out the obvious why Canelo lost. Canelo shouldn't fight at 175. That's not his weight. I am of the belief though if he does use his rematch clause and puts him at and has him come down to 168, I do believe we'll see a different fight. We'll see definitely a more active Canelo. Whether he'll win or not against Bivol, I don't know. I have to see the training and everything like that. But I will say it will be a completely different fight. At 175, Canelo was slow. His punches weren't as hard. His punches weren't as fast. Fuck no, he can't fight at 175. But let a motherfucker come to 168. He's the fucking GOAT. What's up, Fudo? How you doing, brother? But he's the fucking GOAT. I'm not gonna refuse this man his flowers because he fucking lost last night. You want to call me a fucking fanboy? Fine. What the fuck ever. I'm a fight fan. I'm a boxing fan. That's some pussy ass shit to do when you gotta jump on a bandwagon, when you gotta be a fair weather fucking fan, when you flip flop every fucking fight, you flip flop. Oh, this was the best. I remember that shit, man. Teofimo was the fucking greatest. He's the pound for pound number one. Teofimo lost. Oh no, Devin Haney. No, Devin Haney's a piece of shit. His dad talked to all of a sudden, Devin Haney, and yet throughout that whole shit, as much as I don't like Haney, I was always saying he deserves his shot. He defended his belt 4 fucking times. That's what I've been saying. Because I'm a fight fan. I'm a boxing fan that keeps it fucking real. Learn it. Live it. Fucking love it. And if I ever change, I hope you guys tell me. If I ever change, please let me know in comments. And if it seems like I'm angry, yeah, because I thought, like I said, I'm not getting into names, and I'm not gonna fucking push down the channel or anything like that. But I was fucking heated when I got accused of being shit that I'm not. How am I gonna be a Canelo fanboy when I said Bibble was gonna win the fight? And I got shit for it last week. And then when I come in here, when I go into the same room and talk about why Canelo lost, they don't want to hear. What's up, Udo? Oh yeah, you let me know. That's right. Yeah, yeah, you let me know. And that's another thing. Me and Puro, we hardly ever agree on shit, but we respect each other's opinion. We let each other have their opinions. God forbid I have a difference of opinion with the owner of a fucking channel. Get the fuck out of here with that. I ain't no kid. I ain't no teeny bopper. I ain't no fair weather fan. I ain't no casual. Motherfucker, I got scorecards on my book. How many of y'all motherfuckers keep notes on fights? I bet you 95% of y'all motherfuckers don't keep notes on your fights. I got a note for every fight that I watched since the past 2 fucking years. And I got the fucking proof right here in my fucking hands. Can any of you say that? No, you know why? Because you're a fair weather fan. Because you're a fucking fake ass fan. Fuck you. By the way, Ryan wants to know where's the send the tissues? You're a fucking dick, man. Oh, you're a fucking dick. There's a reason why I haven't put the link up here because I'm not here trying to. I wasn't even expecting to do this. I just wanted to get this shit off my fucking chest. You know, I really did. I find this therapeutic because, when I go into a channel that I respect and I get treated the way got treated, it breaks your heart. It really does. It breaks your heart. You get accused. A, you get accused of being something you're not, and B, your voice doesn't get hurt. Your voice does not get hurt. And you're going to a channel where you feel your voice is going to be heard. Yeah, I am going to let it out. This is my channel. I can let it out. Yeah, I will. I will. But I'm going to tell you, I had the utmost respect, even though, let me be very clear on this. Even though it almost cost me a friendship with another streamer because uh, that streamer and this channel that I just got kicked out of don't get along. But because I try to be fair and open minded and I try to give everybody a chance, I almost ruined a perfectly good friendship. I tell you what, I won't make that fucking mistake again. Let me drop the link. Like today I had to do something. Today I had to do something that I never do. When I did my aftermath earlier, right? And I feel bad for doing it. But on my stream, I like some sort of decorum. I like some sort of control. I like people to be able to get their shit off. And I can't stand when people talk over each other. And that's what happened in the channel that I just came from. And it's bad. But that's not my fault, and that's not the other people's fault that's in the channel. That's the fault of the owner that doesn't want to take any responsibility or take any control. When I do my stream, I control my stream. I'm not gonna. I'm not. Number one, I'm not gonna have that N word going around like it's okay. And I'm Puerto Rican and Dominican. I get a pass. I still don't say it. So I don't feel that other people should be saying it in my cast. So I tell them please refrain from. Let's keep it civil in my channel. Today, for the first time, I had to mute somebody and put them backstage. Never done that before. Not comfortable with doing it. Right? But I did it, and it was somebody I liked. If you want control on your channel, that's what you need to do. But if all you're gonna do is yell over and then ban them, for no reason because they disagree with you. That's some childish ass fucking lunchbox fucking schoolyard shit to do. What's up, LT? How you doing, my brother? My thing is that, like I said, I'm not about promoting hate. I'm not about putting down another channel. Like I said, you notice I haven't said any names. I'm not gonna say names because I'm not trying to take people away from them because I think that's rude and I think that's uncouth and I wouldn't do that. My thing is, if you're gonna portray yourself as a certain type of streamer, a certain type of caster, then you need to stick to those values. If you can't stick to those values, then I don't know. You're all about the fucking drama. I'm not about drama. I'm about boxing facts. And even if the facts do not, even if it's facts that I don't fucking like, if it's facts that I have to fucking swallow and swallow my pride on, I do, and I have many times. But you will not catch me swapping sides because of what's the word because it's the narrative at that time because that's what's popular at the time. Because when I said Bivol was going to beat Canelo, that wasn't popular. That was fucking unpopular. And when I said he'd beat Bivol, that he'd beat Canelo the exact way that he did, and I said it word for word, verbatim, this is how he won. That's what happened. So don't sit there and tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. Don't sit there and tell me I'm a fucking Canelo fan. I'm a fucking boxing fan. Because I can call it like I see it. Hey, pinche punch. What's up, man? How you doing? Yeah. Now that I got most of it out of my system, I'm fucking more calm. Boy, I was heated. I mean, look at my face is fucking red, man. Man, am I having a heart attack? Does it look like I'm having a heart attack? Fuck around and find out I'm gonna have a heart attack because of motherfuckers calling me something I'm not. Oh my god. I'll throw a link up there again if you guys want to come in. Hold on a second. Let me make sure this is the right link. Copy this. Copy. Paste. If you don't want to come up here and chit chat, you're more than welcome. Oh, there's Puto.
What are you doing?
I'm calm now, man.
Yeah, man. You gotta let it out. You gotta let it out, bro.
Dude, I was fucking heated when I started.
No, I saw you on there, but then I left. I was on another channel, just chopping it up, or whatever, and I was like, then I saw that you had a fucking channel going up. I'm like, well, yeah, they probably pissed off Jed to where he's like, fuck this, I got to make a response.
Yeah, man. And I feel bad about shit. How do you react to something like that when you're trying to do the right thing and be the right way? Oh, what's up?
Couldn't tell you, bro.
What's up, Trompeto?
What's up, Papi? What was the rant about? Hold up, I caught the last part of it. I see you was a little bit flustered.
Dude, look at my face. I look like I'm having a heart attack.
Don't
You
do
gotta relax
that.
on that too, AJ, because that shit will get you like a little feeling bad, you know?
Nah, dude, what it was, hold on, let me fix this first of all. What it was is that you heard me talking on Aftermath earlier, right?
Right.
And how and why I feel Canelo lost the fight.
Right.
I was trying to say last week I was getting a lot of shit from different channels because I was saying that Bivol was going to win. At the best I gave Canelo a 40% chance of beating Bivol. That's what my prediction was. At best, he has a 40% chance of beating Bivol.
Can I ask you this?
Yeah.
That was your opinion, right?
Yes.
So mother say, mother does, mother fuck him.
Facts. There you go.
Yeah, it is
boom.
true. No, and you're right. My thing is that I go out of my way to try to. I'm one of those people, just like I manage when I managed in the food industry. I lead, and I always led by example. All right. When I do this, I try to show people by example. I'm a fight fan first and foremost. I'm a boxing fan first and foremost. The favorite boxers go down by the wayside. It's all about boxing first. What's better for boxing right now? Right? I don't jump on a bandwagon because this is the most popular boxer because he won just now or he has zero losses. I don't do that. That's not my thing. I don't give up on boxers. I didn't give up on Lopez. Everybody else jumped off that fucking wagon real quick the second Lopez lost, and now he's the biggest piece of shit as far as boxing goes. Depending on which channel you go, you know. But I've been saying it. He's going to be champion again, whether it be at 140 or 147. I guarantee you, he's going to be champion again because he's got that much. He's got that much skill.
He's still young. He has a lot of skills.
Yeah, but I got accused of being a fucking Canelo fan.
Whatever.
No, not a Canelo fan.
Oh.
I was a Canelo fanboy.
Oh, okay. Well,
you know.
Like I said, man, mother said, mother dub, motherfuck him. You know what I'm saying? It's just like when I went on that rant, I was being honest. I can actually be honest. Every time I see a fight, I call it the way I see it. And whether people have opinions to that differentiates from my opinion. Okay, as a man, I'm going to acknowledge that, but that doesn't mean that I have to accept it if their views are not what I saw.
Could you guys talk amongst yourselves real quick? I'm going to get me a bottle of water. But first, I'm going to use the bathroom. I got to pee. And I'm going to get me a bottle of water. I'll be right back. Could you guys keep the conversation?
Go ahead, Jet. Go ahead, Jet.
Yeah.
You're saying, brother?
Yeah, I don't care what people say, about let me rephrase that. I do care what they have to say of their opinion. I respect that. But if their opinion do not reflect as my opinion of what I've seen as a man my age that's seen 6 decades, close to six decades of boxing, and I never jumped on anybody's bandwagon. I just saw them for what skill level they brought and what they accomplished through the actual fights that needed to be done. Not just because, oh, he's doing this. Oh, no, I don't care about the accolades. A lot of people may down Manny Pacquiao. They say, oh, you're a pactard or this and that. No. Who's the biggest pactard? Floyd Mayweather. so being honest about it and being truthful, yes, I give Floyd Mayweather also the accolade, even though I didn't like the way he moved about, but that's the way he moved about in the business because he needed to do that for his side of the perspective to prove his point or what he wanted to prove, which he was the biggest bank robber in boxing and never fought the other fighters that was in his at the time path, and he diverted to wait for everybody. Okay, they push on, they fighting each other. Okay, let me jump in. And then, oh, I'm going to do this. And, come on. If you're going to be honest, you will be honest and say, yo, yeah, give him the respect for the business sense that he had. But for denigrating the boxing, like we know, as in fighting each opponent, knocking down each opponent that they put in front of you, not picking and choosing, not being able to use the A side advantage, just go in there and fight. That's why I admire a person like Manny Pacquiao, because ever since when he got his opportunity, everybody was talking about, oh, Lelo LaGuaba, oh, this. He went in there and fucked him up.
I remember that
And
fight.
then look at Muhammad Ali. Why they call him the greatest? He never ducked anybody. Even when his time of defeat, he came back. When they thought that he was going to lose against motherfucking Foreman, what did he do? 1976. What did he do? He beat the unmovable fucking object,
Yep.
the younger man.
Yeah, but
That's
my problem. You know what my problem, OG, right now is? My problem is that it's too easy to start a narrative, and it's too easy for people to just jump on that fucking bandwagon, and then it shows me who the real fight fans compared to who the fake fight fans are, and I find myself less and less wanting to be involved with these fake fuckers. Really, really do.
it deters the passion and the
It
love that
does. It does. What's up,
we have
LT? How
for
you
the
doing, brother?
sport.
Pretty good, man. Pretty good, man. Tú sabes, bro.
El T, canal, órale, güey.
Órale, güey. Yeah, man. I don't like. I feel I hear a lot of dudes just like, oh, like, bro, like I don't know what the fuck they're talking about half the time, bro. Like they're talking about like Canelo, like did something bad for the fucking sport. Are they fucking kidding me?
Oh, now,
Are
now
they
it's a now
fucking
it's a
Bunch of
kidding me,
total
bullshit.
hate
bro?
train. Now
Bro,
it's a
hold on,
total hate train.
bro. Like I'm not gonna lie, bro. If Manny Pacquiao was ever in the situation of Canelo, he would have done the same fucking thing. But he hasn't. Manny Pacquiao was never the voice. Manny Pacquiao was never the face of boxing. Never.
Yeah, they
And,
never made him the
and,
face.
and let me tell you, bro. And there's never been a Mexican, bro, like Canelo. Not on the boxing wise, but like on
Well,
that situation where he's actually the cat, like so much of a cash cow and the
well,
face of boxing.
Julio Cesar Chavez was,
No,
bro.
he wasn't. He wasn't the face of boxing.
He was the face of the Mexican people that
No, no,
uplifted
bro.
at
We're
that
talking
period of
about world
time.
scale, bro. All right, let's be honest. On world
No,
scale,
no,
Arguable though,
well,
like
you
still
gotta
too.
understand. Back in them days, they didn't have what the
bro. All
social
right, bro.
media.
So
They
when
didn't
was?
have all that.
All right, bro. So okay. So when Julio Cesar Chavez wasn't Mike Tyson fighting?
Yep.
Excuse me.
Yeah,
So who was the face of boxing? Was it Julio Cesar Chavez or Mike Tyson?
Mike
It was a
Tyson, because
debate.
he was a
Thank you,
heavyweight.
sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. So that's my point. Anyways, bro, just my point there is, man. Look, man. Just this simple Electrojet. Just look at this. Just no bullshit. No bullshit, Electrojet. Think about this, bro. I was at work today, and a coworker of mine, in casual, is telling me, "Yo, so Canelo lost, right? Yeah, man. Yo, I'm hearing it like everywhere. So what's next for Canelo?" He asked me, and I told him, probably Triple G, probably a fight with Triple G. You know what he told me? You know what he told me? But why Triple G if he doesn't even have a belt? I paused and I thought to myself, wow, that is the era of Canelo. Where people are thinking now that, you know what, champions are supposed to fight for belts. And that is the era of Canelo. Now I remember Manny Pacquiao trying to pull out. I remember Manny Pacquiao entertaining the idea of him wanting to fight Ryan Garcia or a UFC fighter or countless more. So I'm telling you, man, that is fucking beautiful for the fucking sport. When the casuals are starting to think, they're starting to believe that a champion is it's supposed to fight with another champion. That is the era of Canelo.
Well said, bro.
That is
That,
fucking amazing.
that is the truth.
That is fucking amazing.
what I don't understand is how you can go from in 1 week. Well, this is something it boggles my mind. In 1 week, because of a loss, all right.
They don't, bro.
All of a sudden, Canelo's fake. Canelo's not worth shit. Canelo
Bro.
He's not an all-time great.
Still
Let
the
me
cage
tell you.
guy.
Let me tell you something, Electrojet, and I'm gonna point it to you simply. This is how I simply see it. All right, Electrojet. They call Bivol, the master of boxing or whatever. All right. They exposed Canelo, bro. To me, it's hilarious, bro. To me, Bivol is just way too big, too fast, too
No, but
strong.
that's an excuse.
Hold on, no, that's not an excuse, no, because the excuse he lost. I mean, I'm not saying no, he didn't lose. No,
No, I
Canelo
know.
lost.
I try using
Hold
that
on,
logic.
bro, hold on, Electric, let me finish my point, bro, and I'll leave real quick, bro. Yeah, bro. Canelo lost. There's no fucking excuse. Now let's try to figure out why did he lose. To me, it's simple. He lost because that guy's way too big, too strong, too fast. You know why? Hold on, and let me put it to you simply on simple words. I know you guys are like, oh, let me put it to you fucking simple. Let me reverse that. How about if Canelo brings down Bivol to 168 and put rehydration clauses on him? He will fucking hold on.
You mean like he did to Kovalev?
No, he didn't bring him to 168.
He brought him to 175.
Shit, man, look, man, I'm not gonna fucking. He brought him to 175. He was already at 175. You see what this guy's trying to say, bro? Boogie, look, man, let me finish, bro. Let me finish, all right? You can go in whatever, all right? Let me finish, man. Let me finish. The reason is Canelo, bro. If this guy was way too big, too strong, and too fast, if Canelo would have brought Bivol to 168 and would have put rehydration clauses on Bivol, bro, Bivol wouldn't stand a fucking chance. A fucking chance. And you know why? You know why, bro? You know why? Because Bivol is a natural 175 pounder and Canelo.
Bro, shut the fuck up, bro. Shut the fuck up, bro.
You know why? You know why?
Shut the fuck up, bro.
Yeah, right, Zach?
Hold on. And you know why? You know why? Because you want to talk about tall guys at 168. Look at fucking David Benavidez looks. How fucking thin he fucking looks compared to fucking Bivol.
What?
I mean, I'm telling you between the weight classes, bro. Like you're like,
bro,
let's be fucking up. Bro, hold on, bro. Hey, look, bro. To me, you're funny, OG Boogie, but I don't want to tell you shit, bro. So let me finish, man. Let me finish my point. All right. Okay. Let me tell you another thing, bro. Let me tell you another thing. These people, bro. I see the fight 4'8" or 5'7". What? Bivol, hold on, and let me tell you why. This is the thing, and this is the thing that I have to defend always. I'm gonna bring you an example. When I'm talking about Virgil Ortiz, they always say, well, Virgil Ortiz always gets hit in the face. Virgil Ortiz always gets smashed in the fucking face. Well, let me tell you why. Because Virgil Ortiz uses the same fucking defense, that same fucking guard. That peekaboo guard that's always there trying to inch in, attacking forward. Of course his face is going to get mashed up. Right? Hold on. Bro, let me... Hey, man, look, man. I don't know who the fuck you are. Let me finish. Let him finish, man. Let me finish. So that's the thing. Canelo's using the peekaboo fucking guard. If you would have seen Bivol using the peekaboo guard, would the outcome be different? No, he wouldn't use the peekaboo guard because he doesn't have to inch forward. He already has the length. He already has the length advantage, the size advantage. So that's why he's not using that fucking peekaboo guard. The same reason why Isaac Cruz uses a peekaboo guard. Same reason. All right. So let me go forward. So when Bivol is hitting Canelo on his guard, that peekaboo guard, they counted like, oh my God, that's a master class. But to me, he's still hitting the fucking guard, regardless. Now, when Canelo's hitting the guard of Bivol, they don't count that. They don't count that. Well, you see, that's why every time I have to defend fucking Virgil Ortiz with that shit. Because when Canelo's hitting the guard, look, he didn't do anything. Look. Bro, to me, it's hilarious. All right? To me, they're both hitting the fucking guard.
My thing with the guard.
I want to finish with you. I agree. Bivol won. Bivol outworked Canelo. I see that shit. Bivol outworked Canelo. I see that shit. And at times he made him look dumb. Because to me, Bivol is just way too big, too fast, and too strong. If Bivol would have came back to 168, would have come down to 168 with rehydration clauses where we wouldn't have enough strength, bro, trust me, that guard would have been broken.
Are you finished?
Nah, fuck you, OG Boogie. Fucking your Money Pacquiao parade and shit. Fuck out of here.
See what I mean? People, the narrative think so.
Nah, man. I love Manny Pacquiao, bro, but like whatever.
So, like I was saying before, everybody may have an opinion, but the honesty of the opinion. See, when I looked at Kovalev, when I saw him fight Canelo, okay, he's 37 years old. He's fighting a younger man. He had a stipulation not to regain because he normally gains up to 180 something.
No one's talking about Bivol, though. I mean, but Kovalev, bro.
I'll let you speak. Let me speak, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. You're welcome, sir.
So here they said that Canelo didn't slap a rehydration clause on him when in reality we found out, yes, he did. Okay.
No, it wasn't Canelo. That wasn't Canelo. That was fucking Golden Boy. That's how they wrote.
It doesn't matter.
Hold on. How every time when you saying something, nobody can interrupt. But fuck no. Whenever
what do you mean?
Man, what you mean? Anytime somebody says something,
let me continue, OG.
See, this is a problem, bro.
Continue, OG.
Nah. This is the problem. Bro,
this debate was between me and OG Boogie, bro.
Man, all right, man. This shit don't make no sense though, because if he make a point, you can jump in and discredit. You can and now it's see. This is exactly what I'm talking about.
Can I say this?
Fuck it. Y'all got it. I'm done.
Leave, bitch.
I'm done.
Don't go. Nobody goes. Look, aren't we men? Okay, so
I'm a girl actually, bro. So
okay, well, still, I'll respect you. But what I'm saying is, we need to conduct ourselves and give respect to Electrojet and keep it in a civilized term if you can. If you cannot, then I suggest to mute your mic because you're not giving each other to have their own perspective and break down each other's theory. That's what we're here for, right?
Continue, OG Boogie. We're talking about Kovalev, bro.
Okay. So like I was saying, whether it was Canelo or not, it still came from his camp. It's still his part of his people. Whether it's Canelo or not, I don't really care, but he allowed it, whatever. He fought a guy, didn't give him all his full thing. Now, I feel, which I do feel, and the assumption may be correct unless proven wrong, but when I saw that video of Kovalev, when they asked him that cock and Bach or whatever that motherfuckers are, they motherfucking asked him, what do you think about people thinking that you threw this fight? And, he kind of like, yeah, and then we all knew he had problems with court. He needed money problems. All that shit came into speculation and it came into fruition. So us being understanding and men, come on. it's just like what Floyd, like, I'm going to put it in the perspective of Floyd Mayweather, what Canelo used that pattern. And now that he took a chance, this was his, I give him that. I respect him for that, for giving a better boxer, because he don't have the ability. Only thing he have, his ability in Canelo, what I see of him, he does have a good body shot. He does have a good overhand. He just not as movement like he used to be. If you look at Canelo before, when he was younger, when he came into the limelight, he was moving, and he lost that with fucking, I don't know, but call me wrong. He
Drugs,
lost that
bro.
shit with Reynoso. He lost that shit.
I think it's the weight training.
I don't know what is he doing that
He got lazy too, bro. Fuck Canelo, bro. He got lazy too.
Come on, guys. You're being a little too harsh on Canelo. Look, he's become a more complete fighter. The problem with this is, though, guys,
is this Doug?
No. This is Joseph Heron with Warweek Radio.
Oh, what's up, Joe?
How are you, my friend?
I'm doing blessed, my brother.
Hope you guys enjoyed your Mother's Day, and EJ always being a gracious host. Thanks for visiting my show earlier today. Oh, and congratulations on picking the winner this past Saturday, brother.
Man, go on with what you were talking about, bro.
Yeah, I am. I'm just. Oh, dude, that's right, man. Okay, I tell you what. Here. Look. He always, if you notice, guys, and this is one of the reasons why I picked Beeble for the upset also, is he always has trouble against an intelligent jab. Always. And he always has trouble with people who have great feet. Like you've got the Golovkin jab with the footwork of Erislandy Lara. Yeah. Right? It's just styles make fights, guys. And this is a really problematic style for Canelo. But he's become a more complete fighter. When he first started fighting, he was a pocket counterpuncher a la JMM. Yep. And then he added that new wrinkle because, and with Golden Boy at the time, and they made a conscious decision to keep him at 154 and then that ridiculous catch weight of 155 pounds for a year and a half, 2 years longer than they wanted to, because they said, look, when you move up to 60 and 68, every single one of your opponents is going to be bigger, taller, rangier than you. So you're going to have to become more proficient in cutting off the ring and closing the distance effectively, something that you don't do well. And that was evidenced against Floyd Mayweather and Erislandy Lara. So he absolutely had to add that new wrinkle. So he's become a more complete fighter, a more well-rounded fighter. It's just that intelligent jab, because he's a counterpuncher by trade, is always going to disrupt his timing and rhythm.
Let me say something, Joseph.
Bro, you always got to say something, bro. God damn, bro.
I want Right Side to get in there, because Right Side has not got a chance to talk yet, and I want to give the floor to Right Side. So Right Side, please go ahead and say what you got to say.
Appreciate it, Joe, and salute to everybody on the panel, man. Salute all y'all fellas.
How you doing, Right Side,
my brother?
Hey, so Joe, I'm listening to what you're talking about. I agree with a lot of what you're saying. So
this is fucking unbelievable, bro.
All right, well, y'all got it tonight, man. I ain't got the time tonight. I ain't got the time tonight, bro. I ain't even gonna lie, bro.
You put up with much worse. Come on, you can keep going.
I ain't gonna. No, it ain't that. It ain't that, bro. I'm a little lit myself, and I might say some shit I don't want to say tonight, bro. I ain't even gonna lie to you. No, so
all right, man. All right, bro. Let me continue with the boxing talk then. Fuck it. Let me tell you something about the dangerous jab, bro. Look, bro. If fucking Bivol was the same size of fucking Canelo, trust me, bro. That fucking jab wouldn't be worth much. Trust me.
Actually,
that is the honest fucking truth. That's why I say.
Okay, listen. Let me jump in here.
It's not just the jab; it was the footwork, brother.
Whatever, bro. The same goes to the difference. If fucking Bivol was the same size as Canelo, that fucking footwork would have gone to shit, anyways. You know why?
Oh gosh. Expound, brother, please. I can't wait to hear this.
You tell. All right, whatever, bro. Oh.
Wait, aren't you the dude who was insisting to me that Oscar Valdez was going to whoop Shakur Stevenson's ass? What happened there, brother? What happened there, brother? When that fight was first announced, you came on H panel and you were trying to stand me up.
Wait. Hold on. What you were saying, no, don't twist my shit. What you were saying, hold on, no, Joseph, no, don't make yourself look smart. What you were saying is that fucking Shakur Stevenson has this immaculate boxing skills when that motherfucker needs to fucking clench in the fucking pocket, or he has to fucking put his fucking glove in his fucking face. All right, that's what you were fucking saying. That Shakur has immaculate boxing skills, has a perfect acknowledgement of range and distance, and that's your little faggot ass, bro. So
wait a minute, did you just call me a faggot ass? Did you really?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did.
Shit, are you fucking serious for name calling? Fucking asshole? Are you?
Wait, please. Yo, LT, please. Dude,
I tell you what. Why don't we have a fair discussion? I'll take out half of my brain so we can actually match wits.
No, bro, fuck you and your little half of your brain. Look at you where the fuck you're at. Bro, can you believe this guy saying that he has so much brain that he's on the same panel?
We're not doing this now. I need your attention. We're not doing this.
Sorry, EJ.
No, it's okay.
It's not going to have someone call me names, man.
I want some decorum. I don't want people getting out of hand and making this personal. This is not personal. This is about boxing. If we could keep it to boxing and not get personal about it, and don't get insulting, and don't start picking on each other and calling each other names. We've done so fine so far. Don't need to go down that route right now. Please.
My apologies, EJ. My apologies, brother.
You're fine. And LT knows I love the shit out of him, but
motherfucker for laughing.
This is just what I wanted.
Don't apologize for laughing, puro, no seas joto.
Why not? I wanted to. Why can I be a joto? I want to be a joto, bro. Hey, watch what the name calling Tina. Go ahead. I'm being serious. My bad. Go ahead.
All right. So all right. So just so we get this fucking shit clear, I love it when guys say that, I'm way superior. I'm way smarter. Yet I see this guy on every fucking panel I go to. Bro, to me, you're the same shit as I am, homie.
I'm sorry. In what way, sir?
What way?
Because I actually know what I'm looking at when I actually watch
bro,
fights.
Look at this dick, bro. Shut the fuck up.
All right, that's enough.
Hey, look at this dick, bro. Shut the fuck up, ese.
I don't want it. Not the route I wanted to go.
This is what Jedi was talking about.
Stop. Yeah, just stop. No more. I want an equal opportunity discussion. I'm gonna start this off right now. And the question is, all right. I got very upset earlier when I went into another panel. Okay. And the amount of people jumping off one bandwagon and jumping onto another one. All right, now the narrative is Bivol is the greatest thing since sliced bread. I knew Bivol was going to win for obvious reasons. The bigger, more lankier, more.
Me too.
My thing is, I'm not making excuses for Canelo. I don't. He lost. He lost fair and square. He cannot fight at 175. The last time he fought at 175, he fought somebody that was on his way out, who might have just taken the check to take the check. All right. That being said, I don't know if that's the case or not. I'm just being honest about it. So if he would have fought somebody in that weight class that had the skill of a Bivol or a Beterbiev, you would not have had that same outcome. And I'm just saying right now, if there was another fight, and if Canelo decided to take advantage of the rematch clause, in which I don't want him to, but if he does take advantage of the rematch, I don't think he's gonna. I don't think he will either. But if he does take advantage of the rematch clause,
you already said he will, but go ahead.
But
he will.
If he does, and he has Bivol come down to 168 to actually take his belt, I do believe we'll see a different fight. Because even though Bivol is the bigger opponent with the longer reach, at 168, Canelo's hits will have more significance. He won't be as big, and he won't be able to absorb as much of the power as Canelo did at 175.
Only thing, EJ, is that Canelo lost that power, though.
Say again?
I said Canelo lost that power by losing this fight. When the rematch happens, it's going to be at 175.
Well, I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, like if Bivol is smart, it's going to be at 175.
No,
like,
brother. Look,
he's coming up losing.
It's not the way the boxing business works.
Oh, I understand what you're going to say.
Regardless.
Joseph, I swear, yo.
Hey, man, I'm going to finish my point, and you'll agree with me. Look, regardless of a win or a loss, well, that's just your pride fucking with you, man, because you know I'm right. So anyway, I'm going to finish my point. Okay, I'm going to finish my point, please. I'm going to finish my point. Look, the way the boxing business is, it doesn't matter if you win or lose. If you're the massive A side, okay, Dimitri Bivol, he's a great fighter, but he couldn't sell out my living room on a Saturday night. Even after this victory, he's not an instant star. That's not the way it works.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
So
I
Canelo, I knew you would, brother. That's why I said, let me finish. So Canelo Alvarez, he's going to call the shots. He's the breadwinner. He is the big man. He's the moneymaker. He's going to set terms, and it's up to Bivol to accept it or not. That's it. That's the way it's always going to be, because Bivol's not a big ticket seller.
Okay, I agree with you, but and saying that happens. I mean, but I don't see Canelo imposing making this fight at 168 when he made the first fight at 175.
He absolutely will. And here's
why even make the first fight at 175 though. That's the thing.
Check this out. So even Dimitri Bivol stated after the press conference that he's down. He wants this next fight to be at 168, and he wants to fight for all of Canelo's belts.
Oh, okay, that's something different. If Bivol wants to fight at 168, that's something different.
It's on Fight Hype somewhere.
I'll take your word for it, Joseph. I'll take your word for it. That was just something I hadn't heard yet.
Classy, brother. So,
what?
No, I love the belts, man. Beautiful. So, yeah, you know what? That becomes a much more interesting fight, in my opinion, because you have to pose the question then. Can Dimitri Bivol use the entire ring for all 12 rounds? Can he work for all 3 minutes of every round at 168? I think it becomes a much more interesting fight at that point. And if Dimitri Bivol's serious about that, I think there's a very high probability that you'll see a rematch.
I would even want that though. Sorry,
bro. If Bivol comes down to 168, yo, trust me, bro. Bivol's going down.
It's going to be a different fight for sure.
It'll be a different fight. Yep.
Thank you. I've been saying that shit.
You know, especially if Canelo Alvarez decides to go back to using his jab to close defined range. Where was his jab? He didn't even attempt to try and win the jab contest with Dimitri Bivol.
I haven't seen his fight. He didn't use his jab as a rangefinder at least?
No, not at all. He
fucking did this. They fucking did this on purpose, yo. When the fuck are you gonna, bro? Canelo had so many fucking commercials in Mexico about him eating meat and advertising Tecate, and then all of a sudden he's gonna say he's vegan, bro. Who the fuck wears a fucking pajama, fucking panther pajama, bro? That's some faggot shit. Especially when wearing pink pajama shit, bro. That's some faggot ass shit. I think that all that's. I think Bivol, fucking Eddie Hearn, and all those motherfuckers were involved, and fucking Canelo was too. Even the fucking judges were involved in fucking in all that shit, bro. I think they all knew what was gonna happen.
Wait a minute. No. Are you sure this isn't Teofimo Sr.? Talking right now? Are you sure this isn't Teofimo
man. I'm being fucking legit serious, bro. I think they're all involved. Even Canelo was involved. Even Bivol was involved. Because a fucking rematch would be huge, bigger than whatever the fuck you can muster in right now,
brother. There's no way a Dimitri Bivol fight with Canelo could be any bigger. Like it's not. Look, Dimitri Bivol just isn't a draw. He's got the personality of a stick.
Bro. Since when fucking Gennady Golovkin was a fucking draw on pay-per-view?
Oh, dude, he was a huge ratings draw for HBO, man. He became a big mainstream commodity. Why do you think?
But did he sell pay-per-views? I think his pay-per-view was like 200K or some shit.
No.
In the golden era of pay-per-view.
Hey, brother. Okay. Here, listen. What I'm going to say. Right. Quality of opposition matters. Okay. Quality of opposition matters.
Thank you. And Bivol is not.
Here, listen. Canelo versus Golovkin. Okay, sold more than Chavez pay-per-view. Sold more than the Danny Jacobs pay-per-view.
I know.
No, wait a minute. That was on DAZN.
Yeah,
sold more than Liam Smith. Sold more than Alfredo Angulo. Sold more than every other pay-per-view that Canelo was a part of, except for Mayweather. So that's what kind of mainstream commodity Gennady Golovkin actually is. But once again.
Wait.
And once again, it was his weird, quirky personality and his broken kind of English that made him a really popular guy. His fight style and then his interviews post-fight were hilarious, man. Everyone loved that shit.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, bro. No one knew for the fucking casuals, no one knew who the fuck Gennady Golovkin was until he fought Canelo. And let's be honest.
Really? No one knew who Big Drama Show was, Mexican style? Really?
That's not exactly true. I know.
No, bro, not at all.
Bro. Tell me not. Hold on. Before Gennady Golovkin fight Canelo, what was his pay-per-views?
Oh, okay. Let's talk about his live gate. He sold out Madison Square Garden, dude.
Bro, we're talking about the casuals, bro.
Yes, that's right.
Pay-per-view, man. So you're telling me a bunch of casuals, bro. Okay. So you're telling me, bro, look, man. Look, Daniel Jacobs is a fucking draw too, right? Daniel Jacobs is a fucking draw too, wherever you
want. Not at all, dude. Not at all.
Tank Davis is a fucking draw.
Tank Davis is a draw. Yes.
No, so bro, look, man, that's not the fucking point, bro. The point is, we're talking about like commodity, bro. When Gennady Golovkin goes to pay-per-view, he doesn't sell shit without fucking Canelo. All right, that's clear. That's clear. Well, because before Canelo, he sold 200K. And then you're talking about the gold. Hold on. Before Canelo, Gennady Golovkin was on pay-per-view and he sold 200K. And that wasn't, you're talking about the golden era of the pay-per-view.
Once again, strength of opposition matters. Quality of opposition matters.
Yes, strength of opposition matters. Right.
Hold on. Quit screaming. No. You hold on, brother. Listen.
Strength of opposition matters. But when Canelo was fighting, but when Canelo fought fucking, who the fuck was fucking Amir Khan, who his pay-per-views was still above fucking Gennady Golovkin. But listen. Bro, I can name more, bro. So don't stop.
All right. Let me ask you something. Let me ask you something. Hold on. Let me ask you something. Here, let me ask you something. What was his numbers with Liam Smith, a virtual unknown in pay-per-view?
Bro, hold on. For Liam Smith, bro.
That was 300,000.
Hold on.
300,000.
Bro, with Liam Smith, he was already on the zone, all right? So there was no pay-per-view model.
No, he wasn't. He was on HBO pay-per-view, brother. I know. I covered that fight in Dallas. It was at AT&T Stadium. They did a great live gate. They had over 40,000 people there. It was awesome. But, yeah, it only did 300,000 on pay-per-view. Like I said, strength and quality of opposition matters when selling pay-per-view events. Look how poor.
Yep.
Look how poor what's his name? The guy you just mentioned, Tank Davis, right? Look how poor his last pay-per-view did. And I know piracy, it's a different era. You can't really compare the two.
Tank Davis was always been poor pay-per-viewing, bro. Don't buy whatever the PBC says.
Look, everyone is a poor pay-per-view. And I actually have privy to the real numbers. Like I can tell you with
I don't believe that shit, all right? I don't believe that shit.
Well, of course you don't. You're not in the business. I am.
Yeah, okay? And I don't think you're in the business either, bro. Having a radio talk show ain't shit about the business.
No, I'm not talking about, dude. I work anyway, dude.
It's okay. All right, just continue, please.
Anyway, man, I work with several promoters and fighters. Okay, I'm a publicist. So, all right. So anyway,
you're a publicist. Yes, you're a
I am.
publicist. You're there to sell shit, and you're whatever you're trying to sell me, I ain't buying. Whatever you're a publicist, you're trying to sell, and whatever you're trying to sell me, I ain't buying. You sell a lot of shit on other panels, and they buy it. Not me, bro. Not me.
Because you don't listen. That's why.
Nah, bro. Fuck whatever you're trying to sell.
No. That's absolutely true. You don't listen. It's like you try to scream to legitimize what you're saying, but it's nonsense.
Bro, this is just me. I don't try to scream. This is just my fucking personality, bro. All right.
Well, turn down your mic a little bit because
bro. Fuck you, bro. You turn your mic, right?
Wow. Oh, jeez.
Sociopath.
All right. Well, anyway, man. What were we talking about?
We went off the rails. No,
I thought you were so smart, Joseph. Huh? Bro, trust me, Joseph. Look, man.
Well, talking to you,
Joseph,
Joseph, I reduced my IQ by 20 points at least.
Joseph, no harm done, bro. No harm done. Look, man, I'm gonna be honest. Let me talk to you, Joseph. Look, bro. All right. Yeah, I might seem dumb, and my attitude might seem dumb, bro. But trust me, bro. I will drag you down to the level where I want you to be, and you'll be the dumb one.
I don't want anyone getting dragged down to any level. I just want to sit down here and have a conversation. That's it.
And OG Boogie knows that shit. Shout out to OG. Peace out, bro. Much love. Electro Jet, much love. Electro Jet, peace. Hey, Joseph, peace, bro. Much love. Nah, Electro Jet ain't gonna make your fucking show. Peace.
Happy Cinco de Mayo, dude. Chingao, man. Oh,
I'm not gonna sit here and downgrade LT. He's very passionate, and he's
I just said Chingao, dude.
My thing is this: he has a voice. He has a voice that is not uncommon. He's part of a larger crowd that actually believes and thinks the way he does, especially when it's about, like, I'll give you a perfect example. I'm a fan of Shakur Stevenson. Yep. He is not, because he doesn't like the way certain fighters clinch up. He's not a clinch up fan at all.
I'm not either.
He thinks that's absolute garbage, and a lot of people like him feel the same way, and they give no respect to fighters like that. So I understand where he's coming from.
Yeah.
He's very adamant about, and sometimes he could be he could be a bit
abrasive.
Yeah, he could be a bit abrasive. But the thing is, he'll sit there and he'll talk with you. My thing is, I want some decorum and some straight conversation. So I'm sorry if he feels like I was like berating him. I'm not, because I respect the hell out of him. But I want to continue this conversation. My big thing over these past couple of days, all right, has been the bandwagon fans. And the narrative that some of these channels, they jump ship so quick and go and start preaching and advertising something opposite that they just did the week before. Bothers me to no end.
Yep.
To no end.
Yep.
And I can't see that, and I can't join that group. I can't knowingly join a group because that's the popular way of thinking.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a fight fan first and foremost.
Yep.
And then I'm a fighter fan. Then I have I'm a big Frank Sanchez fan. You already know this.
Yep.
I'm a big Frank Sanchez fan, and I feel he's going to be champion someday soon.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a big Shakur Stevens fan.
Mm-hmm.
But Shakur had to earn my respect, in which he did.
Yep.
All right. Now, when it comes to Canelo, I have been feeling like I've had to defend someone I'm not a fan of. I'm not a fan of Canelo, but God damn, if he doesn't get the worst amount of hate of any boxer.
Well, you have to expect that, though, EJ. When you're the top breadwinner and you're the most popular fighter in the sport, you're going to be a very polarized figure.
Yep.
People either love you or they hate you. Same thing happened with Manny Pacquiao. Same thing happened with Floyd Mayweather, Oscar De La Hoya, Mike Tyson, everyone. The list goes on and on and on. Look at Larry Holmes. I mean, when you're the big guy, when you're the top breadwinner, you're gonna be a very polarized figure. And that just comes with the territory. And, Canelo's a bad dude. The thing that really pisses me off about this performance, right? He went up against a very difficult style matchup against a bigger, stronger guy, naturally bigger, stronger guy who could take his best shots and stay in the pocket. I mean, if you notice, you look at Dimitri Bivol when he fought Joe Smith. Every time Joe Smith found range and collapsed the pocket, he'd wrap him up like an octopus. You didn't see that last night against Canelo Alvarez.
No.
He just used that high guard and kept moving in and out of the pocket.
He was more assured of himself. But here's
what I've seen. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, OG.
What I've seen from the fight, stylistically, it was all wrong for Canelo. And what I saw, not only because of Bivol used his knowledge on how to detract Canelo, meaning if you saw the whole fight, you will see that Bivol enticed Canelo to throw hard at him to show his strength. Okay, so through that whole ordeal of the fight, he used his mentality, he used his abilities, he used everything that a professional fighter that we should admire uses, a thinking game, because that's what we do when you get in that ring. What they always say, 10% physical, 90% mental.
Yeah.
My thing with what I saw last night, and maybe I was wrong. You guys will correct me, and the chat will correct me. But what's up, Roland? Well, Roland, I hope you're not mad at me. Anyway, last night, Bivol did do something that kind of pissed me off because there were a couple of instances where I felt Bivol could have capitalized and actually got a chance to knock out Canelo. And I was wondering why he didn't take advantage of that at the time, even though I know that it seemed like Canelo was trying to draw him in, and Bivol just stood back and said, "No, you come out." My thing is, Canelo was hurt; he was legit hurt. Bivol should have taken the opportunity to go in there and try to finish him off. Now, granted, he stuck to his game. Great strategy. He stuck to his game plan. But if you get an opportunity, why not capitalize? That's the only thing I'm upset about.
I'm gonna say this: Bivol don't have the power like a Golovkin. Bivol don't have a power of Beterbiev. Bivol don't have the power of a Joe Smith in that weight division.
Yep.
Bivol only knows how to do what he does, which is the European style of boxing, and he tried to lay into some of his punches. I saw that, but he didn't want to play into the game, and his game was to get Canelo tired, and that's exactly what he did.
And to your point also, if you notice, Bivol didn't give Canelo Alvarez the opportunity to counter. He would move in and quickly move out after he threw a short combination, a 1-2, 1-2-3, 1-2-3-4. Right. Very, very seldom did he ever sit down on his shots because he didn't want to give one of the best counterpunchers in the game that opportunity, that large enough window in sitting down in your shots. It's just like, look at Oscar Valdez. Whenever he was able to land the straight right hand against Shakur, it was just an arm shot. Whenever he tried to sit down on that right hand and put something behind it, Shakur was able to pick it off and see it coming because it takes a little longer, that slightly bit longer when you're sitting down on your shots. Bivol didn't want to do that, give Canelo that opportunity. I will say this, a huge difference that most people aren't really factoring in is up until round 4, I had it an even fight. I had it 2 rounds apiece.
Yep.
And then you saw Canelo visibly start to fatigue, get tired. Yep. Because he was loading up on everything, trying to, hurt the naturally larger physical guy, right? And that was really taking its toll. And once Bivol figured out that this guy's not going to hurt me, it really changed the landscape of the fight. After round 5, it was all Bivol. Rinse and repeat every single round.
Do we know the weight of after they weighed in and
no, that's something that DAZN doesn't do, and I used to love that HBO did all the time.
right.
They would give you the fight day weight also. Like I remember I was covering Vasily Lomachenko versus Orlando Salido. And I remember Orlando Salido didn't even try to make weight. Like as soon as he was having trouble making weight, Sean Gibbons, his manager, said, you know what? Don't even worry about it. We want you big and strong anyway. What's more important is that you win and look good against one of the best technical fighters in boxing, one of the greatest amateur fighters in the history of boxing. So we need you to be strong and healthy. And he came into that fight weighing 150 pounds, competing at 26, right?
Welcome, a new panelist. How you doing, Sargon? Yeah, welcome to the panel.
What's up, bro?
Yeah, Jed, I want to suck that dick, boy. Let me suck that dick.
Yeah, I know.
What the hell was that?
Yeah, no,
dude.
My wife does that. Thank you very much. No one else.
Dude.
Yeah.
What the hell was that?
I think that was Monica Lewinsky changing into a man.
Oh my gosh, dude. That was crazy. So my point was though, that HBO used to report that all the time. Say, you know what, this guy's coming in 25 pounds over his contracted weight on the day of the fight. Will this be a factor? DAZN doesn't do that for some reason.
It's just I look at it.
They want them to know what their walk around.
Why not? Why not? That's part of the game.
Look, like LT was talking about, he's bigger, stronger, he's taller, man. Well, what happened when Golovkin fought Danny Jacobs? Wasn't Danny Jacobs coming into he didn't have a rehydration clause with Golovkin. He came in at 180 something.
Yep.
Or more.
Yeah, he came in as a cruiserweight. Yep.
When he fought,
he came in at 183.
Yep, as a cruiserweight.
When he fought Canelo slapped the rehydration clause, and still Canelo, everybody said, oh, he's so much powerful and this and that and this and this. Well, okay. Well, why did he not knock out Danny Jacobs? Why did he went tooth and nail with Danny Jacobs? And that was the Danny Jacobs that Golovkin fought. Golovkin fought was a full-bred, whatever you want to say, if it's there, allegedly. I'm going to say that technically terms. Allegedly, he was, on some woo-woo, and he couldn't do that to fucking Danny Jacobs. Okay. Well, I'm not deterring. Don't get this twisted. I'm not deterring that Canelo is not a skilled fighter. He have skill. He does have skill. It's just that sometimes when he learned the plotting, I think he learned that plotting after the Triple G fight. He learned how to plot and cut somebody off because of that fight. Why? I'm not saying putting it on Triple G. No, because he learned something. Each fighter learns something from each fight that he goes into. You know what I mean? I didn't, back in my days when I was fucking boxing, I was in the Golden Gloves and the amateurs. Look, if I didn't learn from my opponent or didn't listen to my coach that knew that opponent as he was up and coming, and I didn't adhere to his teachings and try to do it on my own and then got my ass knocked the fuck out because I ain't listened, I would have been stupid. That's stupidity. But this is the nature of the business. This is a business. People tend to forget that. And they got to understand sometimes there are under table, hey, how you doing? Handshake. You know what I mean? Is the business.
You're talking about.
Well, think about this also. Don't forget, man, Canelo Alvarez, even though he got hit in this fight a lot more frequently than we're accustomed to seeing, he's still a very crafty, sound defensive fighter. one of the best defensive fighters in boxing. So Bivol basically threw the kitchen sink at him, throwing 710 punches, according to CompuBox, only landing 152.
Yeah, I don't believe.
Okay, that's still a lot, right, for Canelo, but that's still compared to Bivol's average of what, almost 40%. He only landed 21% of his punches, and the great majority of those were jabs.
I can see that, but let me ask you this, Joseph. Let's talk about the fight scorecards that these judges have.
Oh boy.
Let's talk about these scorecards. All right.
Okay.
The fight I saw was 111-117. Bivol. That's what I scored. I gave
9 rounds of 3. Yeah.
I gave Canelo 3 rounds, and I think I was being generous.
Yep.
I think I was being generous.
I couldn't believe it. I mean, I was kind of, I scored 2 rounds in the first 4 for Canelo, and being generous, I gave him maybe 2 more rounds total, and I was giving him the benefit because some of those rounds were very one-sided.
Yeah.
And so when he was competitive, I gave him the benefit of those rounds, thinking that that's probably what the judges were going to do, right?
Exactly.
So I actually scored it, and I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I scored it just like Chris Mannix did. Ouch!
What was Chris Mannix score?
8 rounds to 4 at 116-112.
116-112. All right.
Yep.
Well, see, 160. Well, that's close to what I had, which was 117.
Yeah, just 1 round off.
1 round off. But my thing is, a lot of people don't understand that because I'm a fight fan and I'm a boxing fan, I'm gonna see these little injustices and not tolerate it whatsoever.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you this, EJ, and I want to get your opinion very seriously.
Yeah.
What I want to know is, how do 3 of the most consistent and competent judges in boxing, and this is why you see their names always scoring the big events, because they're the best in the business right now. Steve Weisfeld, Tim Cheatham, Dave Moretti, 3 of the most consistent judges worldwide in this sport. How could they watch all 4 of those first rounds and reward every single one to Canelo? All 3 guys. How the hell did that happen, dude? And once again, these are guys who consistently do the best job.
And here's what I said about the fight. I wish I would have been able to talk with you about it before, because I was talking about this in depth in plenty of rooms, one in particular, where I said Bivol was going to win. I got a lot of shit for that too. Boy,
yeah,
did I get shit.
So did I. So did I.
Can I say something off of what he said and what you're saying too? Okay.
Go ahead,
what he was saying about what was the last thing you said? What's your name again? I'm sorry.
Joseph. How can 3 of the most competent and consistent judges
see
all 4 of those first rounds and reward all of them to Canelo?
Okay, like I said, is the business of boxing. Now, I'm gonna leave it like that and let people ponder themselves and try to understand what I meant, without being disingenuous. So now with what you said, Electrojet, what was the last thing you just said?
No, I was just about to go onto the prediction that I made.
Okay. With that, I have said on Mighty Max Boxing. Okay, this is what I wrote in Mighty Max Boxing. I said he put a thing in once the fight was done or signed and everything, the promotion was going. Right when he said, okay, he wants to know what are your thoughts, and I said, well, I know the business of boxing, that the business side of it, it's geared to the whoever is the favorite in the odds, bookies, and all that stuff in the business. Okay, but if Bivol come in to this fight with no concessions and coming in to this fight, I know that he's gonna outbox him, and I will say that it was a UD in the fight. And if correct me if I'm wrong. Y'all can go on Mighty Max Boxing, and when he asked for prediction, I had it to the nail. Exactly.
Well, I think, well, if that's the case, then you, me, and Joseph both pretty much nailed it. My problem, okay, my issue here, all right, and it's an injustice, and it's an injustice that needs to be rectified, and it never will because of judging being the way it is. The judges are not accountable for these scores that they come up with. My problem is, how are you going to come up with if Canelo would have got one knockdown? If Canelo would have been able to put Bivol down at least one round, that's an 8-point round. That means that fight would have been a fucking draw.
Yep.
That fight would have been a draw. So that just shows you.
Well, no. Technically, if he just has a 10-8 round of one of the rounds that he wins, that means Bivol still wins 114-113. But I know what you're saying, though.
No. If he would have done one of the rounds he didn't win.
Okay.
It would have been a draw.
Okay.
It would have been a draw.
Yeah.
It would have been 114-114.
So that being said, right, that just shows that, if you have any semblance of intelligence whatsoever, and I'm not saying no one on this chat is stupid, and no one in this panel is stupid, but that just spells it out for you. All right, there's something inherently wrong, and Bivol went into this fight 2 or 3 rounds the underdog, and he had to fight to make it up, and that's exactly what he did. That's exactly what I said he was going to do, and I believe that's exactly what Joseph said he was going to do. He had to beat him decisively, and he did.
Yep. And what you know what? And look, I talked about this leading up to the fight because I don't like, because I'm part of the business, I don't like to cast aspersions on any of the judges because the way they're coached, and some of them just aren't very good. But the guys at this level, the guys that I just mentioned, they're 3 of the best, and they're very competent, and they're always consistent, right? That's the problem I have with it. But here's the reality of it, guys, and it's not the business of it, and it's not. I mean, there's certain things that promoters do to try and influence the judges, and it's business practices that go back to when the mob was controlling all of the champions, right? The things like the bout sheet, all of your fighters are in the red corner, right? Your fighter goes out last, he's announced last, you put him in his hometown, things of that nature, right? That's something that the mob came up with and promoters still do today, but that's perfectly legal. But here's the reality as to why Canelo always seems to get the benefit of the close rounds. He's so explosive, combining speed with power. Very few fighters can consistently work like that, throwing everything. Now, keep in mind, these judges are all on the ring apron. So they actually feel, and you're a former prize fighter. You know this, brother, OG.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, so you feel the impact, the full torque of the shot when you're right there on the ring apron. That does a lot to influence the judges on a professional level, not at the amateur level, but a professional level, because torque, the more concussive, more consequential punches matter a lot more than jabs, right? And so that's what Canelo throws. And so he, more often than not, the reason why it's so tough to get a decision from Canelo, he throws the more eye-catching shots to the judges at ringside. He loads up on everything, which hinders his movement. But it seems to be the more, in the minds of the judges, the more consequential work. This is why you can make a case for him winning 4 rounds, possibly 5 if you're being generous, because the rounds that Dimitri Bivol won, he won overwhelmingly. But the rounds that Canelo won, every single one, they were very close, competitive, hard to call. Okay, that's why it seems, and people are having this reaction like, well, he was robbed. Dimitri Bivol, he should have won 9 rounds to 3, 10 rounds to 2. Well, you can make a case for 7-5 because it's, And it seems like he got jobbed because, for the most part, Dimitri Bivol was controlling range, doing a very, very good job neutralizing all of Canelo's strengths. And the rounds that he won, all 5 of those that they gave him, they were very competitive, close to call, and they just gave him the benefit of those close rounds. But it's not a robbery, though, man. These guys are great. That was my whole point for bringing this up. They're very competent.
He wasn't robbed. He wasn't robbed because the right person got the win. But you have to point out the obvious. I have to point out the obvious. And it's just more than obvious that there's a discrepancy there in the judges' scorecard compared to, I try to be fair when it comes to judge scoring the card. Granted, I'm not a fight judge, so maybe they see something I don't see, but I've been trying to improve. My whole thing is, let me ask you this. At any time between the first and 7th round, did you feel that Canelo was gassed, or did you feel he was frustrated?
Both. He was visibly frustrated. That's why he almost body slammed him late in the fight. I mean, you could see that. That's a product of him being frustrated. But here's why he was so frustrated. Because leading up to this, and who's the gentleman, that the loud abrasive guy? Canelo fan?
LT.
Yeah, okay, LT. Like, he pointed this out, right? He's like, he believed in all this bullshit. He's the money guy. He was talked about as the pound for pound best fighter in the world. Talking about, he's an all-time great. Is there anyone who can beat this version of Canelo Alvarez in his prime? I think he bought into that a little bit. Because you saw him like, why am I not hurting this guy? I'm throwing everything I have into every shot. That's one of the reasons why you saw him visibly get fatigued around 5, 6, 7, 8, where he stopped fighting consistently and started taking breaks and would sometimes just lay on the ropes.
Because I noticed that, and my thing was, I considered it frustration. I didn't consider it exhaustion. I got into an argument because people were thinking I was trying to make an excuse for Canelo, and I don't see how that's an excuse. I'm saying the motherfucker was frustrated that everything he threw at Bivol was not working.
Nope, and he was coming right back at him. He was coming right back, pushing the tempo. It was a brilliant performance by Bivol, and Canelo's never experienced this outside of Mayweather and Lara. How come I'm not hurting this guy?
Exactly. The perception that I seen through the whole fight, I started seeing Canelo at first tiring, because by the 2nd round he was throwing so much mustard on all his punches through the whole damn fight. He was trying to find that opening, and then when he thought, I believe it was in the 5th round, that he threw an uppercut, he got one shot in. Yeah, he thought he could go back and do that, and he couldn't. I think in the 4th round, when he threw that body shot, and he threw everything at it, but Bivol already sidestepped and was bouncing off the rope, and he barely caught Bivol with that shot, and then he still continued. That's when, after that I saw the frustration in him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's just from my perspective. Everybody have their own perspective. But what I saw when he started getting tired was in the 2nd round. And then the accumulation of him throwing all his aggression in all his punches. And that's why I was seeing that Bivol was psychologically breaking him down, because he was making it psychologically breaking him down, because he was making him throw all his might, plus at the same time frustrating him through that fight. And that's when Canelo was like, no, come on. He laid on the rope. He wanted him to change his pattern. And Bivol was like, fuck you, I'm stepping back, motherfucker. I'm using my jab. I'm using all my arsenal
that's
on you.
The point I'm talking about. That's the one point in the fight I was talking about that kind of frustrated me, because I kind of felt that Canelo was hurt. Bivol had scored some major points on him in that round, and Canelo was definitely fazed by it, and I felt that Bivol should have went in for the kill. Now, the fact that he didn't and he just stuck to his game plan, that's fine too. But I felt as though he could have went in there and finished him off, and he didn't. And
Yeah,
but then
but
again, but then it's one of those things.
did you
One of
not
those
see
things.
him try though? In like,
yeah. Look, don't guys. Canelo's a very defensively savvy and very durable fighter. This is a guy who's never even hit the canvas before, and I think Bivol respected that. And he's like, you know what? I'm not going to get careless because the only chance this guy has is for me to get careless, start sitting down on my shots, giving him opportunities to counter. I'm not going to do that.
I don't want to interrupt you, but
Go ahead.
He did hit the canvas. Miguel Cotto's brother put him on the canvas when he was younger.
Was he knocked down or just hurt?
He was knocked down.
Yeah, that was Miguel Angel Cotto, right?
Yeah, Miguel Cotto's brother. I saw the fight.
Yeah, it was on Telefutura, man. That was shocking, actually.
Yeah, that's exactly how I felt when I saw it. I said, "Oh shit, what?" And then the youth came back in.
Yeah. It's no. He wasn't knocked down in that fight. It was Jose Miguel Cotto, his brother. Yeah. He was just hurt. He visibly hurt, and he kind of stumbled into the ropes.
Yeah,
but I'm looking it up right now. Tony Weeks, he didn't counter the knockdown, but Cotto was down in round 2, and Canelo ended up stopping him in the ninth. But yes, he was visibly hurt, man.
Yes.
That was back in 2010. Can you believe, man? This guy, Canelo Alvarez, only 31, man, and he already has over 60 fights. 60. That was his 61st fight.
That's why I referred to when LT was talking about. I understand what his concept was, but if he understood what I was talking about when I was mentioning Julio Cesar Chavez, you know what I mean? He brought that, of course they had past great like Ricardo Lopez, Sanchez,
Salvador Sanchez, boy, what a phenom.
You know what I'm saying? Even further than that, they had champions like that had the machismo, that's why, like, when people see a Mexican fighter fighting a Puerto Rican fighter, they know it's going to be a fucking war.
Yep. Well, I will say this. Canelo has always been a lot more responsible defensively. And it's because he's got that brilliant radar between his eyes. He's got those. He's blessed. Well, no, he does. He sits in the pocket and counters you, but his reflexes are so good. I've never seen.
He's elusive.
Yeah, it's because of his reflexes. If you notice, whenever Bivol would try to throw something from mid to long range outside of the jab, Canelo was slipping it. You can't throw, man, and you can't hit Canelo with something from mid to long range because of it. Those brilliant reflexes, and he moves his upper body and head so beautifully, man. Now keep in mind, I'm going to mention punch stats again, right? Once again, Bivol threw 710 punches, only landed 152, and 106 of those were jabs.
What frustrated me, and this is where I think Electrojet can chime in on, what frustrated me when Bivol was stabbing him, he kept on stabbing him with his jab on the body. Yep. I was waiting for a combination of jab cross to the body, because he had the range. He could have utilized more and then get him more gas to be able to pursue a knockout, which that's what was frustrating me, what I could visually see in that fight.
Well, I think, and upon listening to our brother Joel Diaz, right, his co-trainer, Joel Diaz said, look, if there's a rematch, man, now that Dimitri Bivol knows that he can take Canelo's best shot, and now that he knows that he can hurt him, he's gonna go for the stoppage if there's a rematch. He knows he can beat him. Okay, he's gonna take more risks. And I believe that, man. I believe that.
I think if I was there and spoke to Diaz, I would have said, I will still keep the same game plan and try to make him bait him. But Canelo is going to learn from this, and he's going to change his game plan and then learn how to set his shot up that he's going to get him. So if I was him, I'll still keep the same game plan, but emphasize more on his body. If you have the opportunity to load up on a body shot, a straight body shot at a distance that it won't allow him, because he's the shorter man, he's the shorter reach, and you utilizing that, it will be more effective for him to do so and then go for the kill. But he has to see what type of opponent he got in front of him.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry. Go ahead, EJ. I'm sorry, man. As you were, brother.
Let's move on. Right. I want to ask a question and get each one of you's opinion. Canelo, damage good because of this loss? Yes or no?
No. Look, guys, this is why I can't understand why so many people are jumping off the bandwagon and all of a sudden saying, "Oh, he's not the #1 pound for pound fighter." Dude, there's nothing wrong with trying to move up and test the waters at 175, and he didn't get stopped. He didn't embarrass himself. Yeah, he got beat up and he got bullied by the naturally bigger guy. But give more credit to Dimitri Bivol, man. Yep. This is a guy who brilliantly neutralizes strengths. Once again, using the intelligent jab, and whenever he would throw the 1-2 down the middle, he'd quickly move back out of range, never giving Canelo that opportunity to counter effectively. He was limiting that window of opportunity, man. This is not like Josh Taylor. Okay, Josh Taylor, in his fight, he did not look like a pound for pound guy. I mean, there were several things. If you're being objective and looking at Josh Taylor's performance, that was a miserable performance. I mean, he looked like an average fighter on that night.
Horrendous.
He didn't know how to cut off the distance, cut off the ring, close distance effectively. He was smothering his own offense. And when he tried to switch and show the other posture, he couldn't fight as a southpaw. It was terrible. Like, he looked terrible. And once again, no, I'm not taking any credit from or away from his opponent, because he deserved it. He deserved to get the victory, and he fought a great fight. But that's not a pound for pound performance. What Saul Canelo Alvarez did last night, okay, he just fought a very difficult style matchup against a naturally bigger guy who could take his best shots and wasn't really fazed by a sound defensive fighter, right? Dimitri Bivol is a great fiiter, and it's a terrible style matchup.
OG, what do you think? Damage goods, yes or no?
No.
Okay, I have to be in agreement.
Yeah, I mean, that's just silly, man.
That's what we've come to.
Well, you know what? That's just the nature of the way fans are, man. It's boxing is a what have you done for me lately sport.
Yeah.
And you're only as good as your last performance. And unfortunately, I mean, look at all the shit that Anthony Joshua is getting for losing to one of the best pound for pound fighters in the sport. Okay, a guy who's a huge version of Vasyl Lomachenko, basically. A guy who's going to make you look silly if you try to box him. And look at all the shit Anthony Joshua is getting. And this is a guy who's a two-time unified champion.
Yep.
I mean, it's silly the way fans are, man. But once again, it's just the nature of the way fans are. They're very emotionally driven, and God bless them for it, man, because that's what makes watching these fights fun. If you don't have anyone to root for, then it's not as fun.
Yeah, but I like a good fight just to have a good fight, and I love judging these fights.
Yeah, of course.
All of us do that, and maybe I'm being biased.
Well, it's because you try to view the sport because you're a content creator, and you try to view the sport objectively. You have to, if you're going to be doing this and giving analysis, and you can't show favoritism, or else you're not going to have any credibility. Right. Exactly. And you do a very good job of doing that. Right. But most fans, especially when they bet, but they've got a dog in the hunt, and it hinders their view of the fight action that takes place in the ring. Just like our brother LT, right? He has an impossible time viewing the scope objectively because he obviously has a favorite, right? And God bless him for it. You know what? Boxing needs more guys like that. We need more fans that are emotionally invested in these fights.
Oh yeah, I actually enjoy fans like him because they're true fans. I mean, yeah, they might have a particular, niche, but those are really true fans, which is why I don't mind. When I have him on panels, I don't mind anything he says. It's just that I want to get straight to the point. I don't want to get sidetracked and get all in the insults and stuff.
Yep.
Because that's just one thing I don't like.
Yep.
It's not for my channel. This channel does not promote free smoke. Smoke costs money here.
Right on, brother. Right on. But I will say this though, man. Yeah, Canelo doesn't deserve all the shit that he's getting right now. Pardon my French. He doesn't. He just fought an excellent fighter that most people outside of the diehard boxing community had no idea who he was.
All right, let me ask you this. I want OG to go first on this one. But the question is this. What do you think would have happened if that would have been Beterbiev in that ring instead of Bivol?
Oh, dude, Canelo would have been stopped. I'm sorry, brother. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
First. I want to hear
my apologies. My apologies.
OG.
Yes, sir.
If Beterbiev would have been in that ring instead of Bivol, what would have been the results in your opinion?
Beterbiev would have got knocked down. He would have got aggressive, and then he would have knocked out Canelo because he has more power than Bivol. And then when sometimes he slips and be over aggressive, he can get caught. And if Canelo would have set up his combination, he could catch him. But then after he catches him, Beterbiev wakes up, and now the aggressive Beterbiev turns into a more boxing Beterbiev, but still have the ability to knock you the fuck out with two hands. So I will believe in that fight that yes, it will be a competitive fight, but the ultimate thing will be that Beterbiev gets his hand raised by a knockout.
All right, Joseph, I know you want to get in on this one, and I'll say mine last.
I concur with OG, man. Honestly, Beterbiev, the fact that he's not on anyone's except mine pound for pound list is just a criminal. It's criminal. This is a guy, deep amateur pedigree, right? Won his first world title after 9 fights. Beat the incumbent champion. He's a unified champion. He's never lost, and all of his wins are by way of knockout. This is a guy who's got technical ability, and he's probably the strongest light heavyweight in the world. This is a guy, man, who's a monster. Like, honestly, I've never seen a unified champion be as avoided as this guy. There's a reason why he's been largely inactive, and I know part of it is his injury, but no one wants to. In fact, I'm shocked that Joe Smith is trying to unify the weight division right now with this guy.
Doesn't Zurdo want to fight him, or does Zurdo want to fight Bivol?
Zurdo, he wants to fight anyone who's a big name or for a title. This is a guy who's starving for a big fight. He's never had one.
Yeah, that's a name that I think people need to pay attention to as well. My thoughts. Are you done, by the way? So I can.
Oh, well. On that note, though, Zurdo, guys, don't be shocked if Canelo actually elects to fight Triple G in September, which I think he should, and Bivol ends up fighting Zurdo Ramirez if he's successful this weekend.
I was gonna say that.
Yep.
I was gonna say that exact same thing.
That's a great fight.
Yeah, it is, and I really don't think that Canelo should take or use the rematch clause. I think he needs to realize that 175 is not his weight. It's not his weight, not right now, and I personally don't think it ever will be.
No, he's only five. Like, have you ever stood next to Canelo? They have him listed on BoxRec as 5'8".
Nah.
Brother, he's 5'7" in heels. Like, he's not a tall guy, man. Like, he's I mean, he's wide, he's strong, he's stocky, but he's not a big guy, man. 175 is too much for him, man.
Yeah, I think so too. And to be truthful, I'd rather see Zurdo and Bivol go at it.
Yeah.
And then the winner of those two go after the winner of Smith and
Viterbo.
Yeah, this is a big problem with the business of boxing, right? Zurdo, because he's a Mexican guy, he's a good-looking dude. He has a fan-friendly style, but for some strange reason, he's never been a big ticket seller. He's never caught on. And that's just the way the business is. You know, there's no rhyme or reason why fans gravitate towards one fighter and not another. It's just the way it is. And Zurdo, he's dude, now that he knows how to speak English, he's really funny.
He's getting better every week.
Yeah, I mean, he's actually a funny guy, man. If you've ever interviewed him, he's hilarious. He's a funny dude, and he's a good-looking guy. And once again, he fights in a very fan-friendly style. But
wasn't he on Young Bill's stream the other day?
Yeah, who do you think booked that for Young Bill?
Yeah, I was watching part of that. Yeah, I was watching part of that.
Yeah, I'm very good friends with his publicist, Bob Trigger. He's a great guy. And so, EJ, with that said, if you ever need any fighters to interview, if ever you want to, just let me know, man. I'll set that up for you, brother.
I'd have to make sure I have good questions because I don't want to come up with shit questions or fan questions. I want to come up with smart questions. Like I've had discussions with Rachel.
Well, this is what I told Young Bill because he was worried about the same thing. And look, your knowledge of the game is enough where you just flow with the conversation just like we're doing now. Lean on what you know, man. You're a smart guy and you're very insightful and you know the game. So just lean on what you know, man. Trust yourself.
Well,
that's it.
I really do.
My pleasure,
right,
man.
I got another question for you and for you guys, and this is more like a three-parter. We're gonna go down this lane, okay? It is Teofimo Lopez, Teofimo Lopez, Lomachenko, Devin Haney, not Devin Haney, Tank Davis. Okay, do me a favor. If you controlled what they did, map out their next three matches. Joseph, you first.
Okay. Well, look. Realistically, do you want me to do it realistically in terms of what promotional company and network they're currently fighting on? Okay. Devin Haney. You said Devin Haney, right?
No. I changed Devin Haney to
Tank
Davis.
Tank Davis, his is really interesting, in my opinion. Guys, don't be shocked if he fights Vasyl Lomachenko on pay-per-view later this year. Look, don't be surprised, man, because this is his last fight with Mayweather Promotions, and trust me when I tell you this. Yeah, he's gonna be he's gonna be playing the free agency market. He's a big enough ticket seller where the free agent market is gonna be much kinder to him than it has been to Terrence Crawford.
And people can't say that Lomachenko isn't a draw. I like to see people.
That's my point. That's a big pay-per-view fight, actually.
Yeah.
Vasyl Lomachenko versus Tank Davis is one of the biggest fights that you can make at 35 and 4.
I don't think there's a B-side there, honestly.
No. Well, Lomachenko would be the slight B-side because Tank has a lot of mainstream juice. And the reason why I know this is because whenever he's fighting, and we're always taught now in this version of the business, whenever you're writing an article, look at what's trending. And whenever he fights, he's trending on Google. That doesn't happen but for maybe 3 or 4 or 5 fighters, maybe in the entire business. So that's huge. He's got some mainstream buzz, Tank Davis.
So that's one fight. That's Tank Davis. Second fight,
nope.
Go Lomachenko. Who would you go I think Davis and Lomachenko. That's
yeah. Okay. Now, once again, if DAZN throws more money at Tank, he very well may move over to that side of the street for one fight and fight Ryan Garcia. That's also a great fight, man. Now, would Golden Boy be willing to stick him in the ring with a guy like Tank Davis right now? I don't know.
I don't know if Golden Boy would. I know that Pitbull is looking for a rematch, and I know a lot of fans want to see that rematch.
Well,
why not go that route?
Because he's not a big ticket seller, and that's not a pay-per-view yet. I mean, obviously, look how poorly the pay-per-view numbers did with Tank Davis in his last one. 56,000, what it was?
Was it? Damn.
Yeah, 56,000 was the accurate number. Oh, I think someone wanted me to tell you the accurate number for Errol Spence Jr. versus Yordenis Ugas. It just did slightly over 130,000 pay-per-views. It was shit. 130,000.
Well, shit.
Yeah,
that's a lot less than was projected.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know where they get these numbers floated out to the media. Oh, 240,000. No, it didn't. It didn't even come close to that.
Might be fans pushing a narrative, or
no. That's in my opinion. That's Tim Smith, the publicist for PBC. He's a former writer for the New York Times, and he sends everything to what he wants media members to write. Yeah, he'll give them information. That's why Mike Coppinger always comes up with these terrible, terrible numbers that aren't even close to being reality.
Mike Coppinger says, man, because God damn.
Well, look, to his defense, he's just reporting what these guys give him.
No, dude, no, you can't even try to his defense, man, because he's done it. He's done it knowingly.
I know, man. It's just I don't want to shit on anybody, brother.
You know what? I'm not afraid of shitting on people, but if I'm wrong, I will admit it and I'll give them their just due right here. You know, I will, but no, I'm gonna shit on somebody real quick. You know?
Yeah. So right now the pay-per-view platform isn't very healthy. I mean, you know, and like I've said on your show before, piracy is by far the biggest problem within the business of boxing. It affects everything. So now, what seemed like it was a slam dunk before in putting together Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence Jr. Okay, Showtime's going to have a hard time justifying their big $20 million guaranteed purse when pay-per-views just aren't performing very well and everyone's illegally streaming this shit. That's a huge problem. And the reason why I always bring up the business of boxing is so fans can understand why certain fights are possible and why certain fights aren't at specific times. Now, if you know, both camps were smart, top rank in PBC, but they had no way of knowing that pay-per-view and piracy was going to be such a big problem and pay-per-view is going to tank so bad. But if they were smart and if they could have seen the future, they would have been better off putting this pay-per-view together 2 or 3 years ago when the pay-per-view platform was a lot healthier, when numbers were a lot healthier. Because you know, for us, we're part of the diehard boxing community, right? We know exactly who Errol Spence Jr. and who Terrence Crawford are, right? Oh, hi, puppy.
new
addition to the family. Nice, dude. Beautiful. So, but go ask your neighbor if they know who Errol Spence Jr. or Terrence Crawford are. Go ask any mainstream and casual sports fan who either one of these guys are. They don't know who these guys are. They're not big mainstream names. They're not big draws. Outside of Omaha and outside of Dallas, neither guy's a huge draw.
No, I know. I've asked plenty of times because I try to get my neighbors involved more in boxing. And,
you know, and Terrence Crawford, after making $6 million guaranteed for fighting Sean Porter, how much do you think he's gonna expect for fighting Errol Spence Jr. and for undisputed? He's gonna want probably $10 million. So is Errol Spence. So is Showtime going to be able to justify putting forth that guaranteed whopping purse after that abysmal pay-per-view showing of 130,000 plus? No. I mean, those numbers are bad for being as big of a fight as it was. Those are bad numbers, man.
It would have been better if they would have had the platform of throwing it on free TV and they still get the money from that. But they waited too long, like you said. The interest went down, and it was the business that allowed it. They have research and development teams that actually market and see the structure of the wants and needs and stuff like that. It's just that the businesses at the time didn't want to be able to supplement that because they had other fighters that they have in their stable that they're trying to bring up. So it's the nature of the beast, man.
Well,
and
it seems to be the nature of PBC and Al Heyman. I mean, look how catastrophic it was putting that Deontay Wilder Tyson Fury fight together. Those two fights.
Oh,
okay, you won't see Al Heyman enter into an interpromotional deal ever again, because that was his big cash cow, right? That was his big earner. That was his top earner after Floyd retired. Deontay Wilder. In those two fights, he earned $45 million.
Yeah, that's the most money he made.
More than likely. Yeah, more than likely he's going to retire now because he got his ass whooped twice.
It's just that the point is the nature of the beast. Like, people used to say, okay, back in the days when Don King was the head promoter. Don King is Al Heyman's number one guy to go to because he knows the business. So people back in the days, even though Bob Arum and Don King didn't like each other, they knew the business as in, yo, we could put this, we can make money. And that was the concessions that they had.
Well, here's the reason why that was happening, though. Because back then, promoters understood the golden rule of boxing, that the fans are the real bosses of boxing. And whenever they created that demand, well, they had to do it. And also you had HBO, Showtime TV executives that were actually holding these promoters' feet to the fire. Guys like Lou DiBella, guys like Ken Hirschman, guys like Ross Greenberg saying, look, we want Felix Trinidad versus, and I'm bringing that up because you brought up Top Rank and Don King Promotions working together.
Yeah,
like, hey, we want Trinidad and versus De La Hoya. And if you guys don't give it to us and work together, well, good luck finding other TV dates for your prospects coming up, because you're not going to get it unless you deliver this fight for us. You had TV executives that were doing that. Who's doing that? Is Steven Espinosa doing that for PBC?
It's just like what you referred to when Deontay Wilder fought Tyson Fury.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the PBC, Al Heyman, thought it was a better deal for him because he knew that he came off the couch, and which was messed up because when DAZN had the money to be able to offer him $100 million for a fight, and then if they lose, they still get the second fight, which it would have been profitable for PVC, because either way they was going to come out making money, which they didn't want to do the concessions because they knew they didn't have that faith in Deontay Wilder. So, there's mistakes that they did, and there's mistakes that everybody else did. But like you said, they forgot. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I thought you paused, but go ahead.
Yeah, they forgot, like you said, they forgot that the bosses is the fight fans. How can you, if the marketing tool is there and you already have that plan from previous boxing promoters, why are you changing the narratives, and why are you trying to change the perspective, knowing that without that engine, the fight fans that are driving that market is supply and demand. Why
Well,
are you going to?
I'll tell you. I'll tell you why.
And I'll say this: let's go, Brandon.
Well, I'll tell. Look. This is a big problem, and this is why I say piracy is the biggest issue in the business of boxing right now, because network executives and promoters no longer believe that the fans are the real bosses of boxing, because even though they're buying tickets, they're not purchasing these pay-per-views, i.e. they're not financially supporting the sport any longer.
Why?
Okay, back when they were. Now,
That's
once
like-
again, you may be purchasing
in other
these.
words-
I may be. You may be. But
May I say this?
go ahead,
May I
sir.
say this? In other words, is a new form of boycotting.
Well, something's got to give, brother.
Yep.
Because you know what, man. Yeah, this is terribly detrimental to the sport. And once again, man, it's like the only promoter I see not willing to work with other promoters is Al Heyman, Tom Brown. That's it.
Let me chime in on this one real quick, because I really want to get my what do they call it, my bars off.
It's your show, brother.
My thing here is, why pay for something if you're not getting what you want? I always purchase a pay-per-view of a fight that I paid for yesterday. You even know, Joseph, I paid for the Ortiz and the
Charles Martin. Yeah.
I paid for that because who's my boxer?
Frank Sanchez. Yeah.
So I'm supporting my boxer. But when you constantly getting matches that make no sense, I can't in good conscience spend money on that. Like if they were to tell me a Davis Pitbull fight was coming, I'd buy that in a fucking heartbeat. I'd buy that because of the performance, because of Pitbull's last two performances. I'd buy that in a heartbeat.
Look,
he's a fun fighter to watch, isn't he?
Yes.
I purchased the first Andy Ruiz versus Anthony Joshua.
Yeah.
And a lot of people didn't understand.
Great fight.
Because a lot of people didn't look at that fighter as a threat.
We all knew he was going to give him problems with that hand speed, man.
Right. which is the ones that actually love boxing. Now the other ones was like, oh, look at this guy. Oh, that big Adonis is gonna beat him. So they, the casuals thinking, oh, I'm not paying for that. He's gonna get destroyed. But then when they found out he got destroyed, their Adonis got destroyed, that they thought that he was gonna win, when they didn't know that other guy, his opponent, had fast hands, was no joke, and a bad mix for him. That's when the second fight came in. But then what deterred him, he came in heavier than what he came in, more worse than what he looked the first fight.
I will say this. That was terrible. But credit to Anthony Joshua. He fought a very intelligent, safe fight. I will say this to answer Danny Drew's question. Says the fans, or his comment rather, the fans aren't supporting the promoters financially anymore. They get all the money. That's not true. Okay, since the Muhammad Ali Boxing Reform Act, promoters have to be responsible or transparent rather. So and you get to see, all you have to do is call the state athletic commissions and you find out very quickly how much they're making, right? You look at Top Rank, for instance, right? They get $93 million for the entire year to stage 30 cards on ESPN. When you look at all the money that they pay out, they make less, the promoters make less than any other pastime owners in terms of percentage of gross proceeds. Okay, where NBA, NFL, MLB, the owners collectively make about 25 to 30%
But you want to
of
know
the gross
difference?
proceeds, and promoters only make if they make if they actually don't lose money on the event. On average per year, they make 20% only of the gross proceeds.
I would
So
have
the
thought it
promoters,
was more.
so the fighters collectively are pulling 80% of the gross proceeds. They're making the great majority of the money collectively. So you can't say that about promoters any longer.
I would have said about the promoters that, in my understanding, I think they would make somewhere around 15 to about 18% of
No,
total
the
gross.
fighters collectively are making 80%.
No, I'm saying through. Let's say you threw that number. I'm just going to throw a hypothetical number. So let's say they had a contractual contract that they get 90 million and they got to spread it within 30 fights or whatever, that after that they receive, after all that said and done, that they'll get somewhere anywhere around from 8, I'll say 15 to, I'm just throwing numbers, 15 to at least on the high side, maybe 19%. I don't think they make way over that. What other people's conception.
I don't know if that's possible.
Well, look, and Danny Drew also says, if that's the case, how come Bob Arum is worth $400 million? How long has he been doing this?
Since the 60s, hasn't he?
Of course.
He's been doing it for 60 years.
He's been doing it for 60 years, man. And keep in mind, when did the Muhammad Ali Boxing Reform Act actually get passed through Congress?
Wasn't that
1980
something?
No, it's later than that, brother.
It was 94, 95.
Yeah, 90.
Yeah, no, it's much later than that. Look,
are you kidding me? It was later than that. Hold on a second. Now you're gonna make
the
me
Ali Act.
Yep.
Talking about
the Muhammad Ali Boxing Reform Act was passed into law in year 2. Okay, the very first one was 1996.
Oh.
Right? Okay, they just finished making the final amendment in year 2000. Okay, so promoters, they haven't been had to be as transparent as they are now, except for the last 25 years.
Yeah,
that's it. Okay, so Bob Arum, Don King, boy, they were making a killing at the expense of all the fighters. And you know, oh, go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
The Ali Act came from because of Don King, so that's why Don King is out of the picture, and he'd rather do like now consulting things to be able to do that. You know what I mean?
Well, truth be known, kind of that part of that's true, but truth be known, he hasn't been the same. He hasn't had the same energy. He's been semi-retired since his beloved Henrietta passed away. Most people don't realize it. She was his detail person, right? She was Don King's detail person. She handled a lot.
I put it like this: without a strong woman, you cannot draw the strength.
You know what, brother? That's right on the money. And Don King, yeah, he really was. Yeah, he was devastated. He hasn't been the same since.
He's 90. What? How old is he?
He's 90. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's as old as Bob Arum, man.
Yeah.
Listen, gentlemen, please stay on the line. Don't leave yet. I do need to close this down, but I want to talk to the two of you right afterwards. Please hold on a second. Guys, I want to say thank you everybody that's in and that was hanging out with us tonight. Boxing Talk 101, Coco the Bulldog Pounds, all you guys, God bless y'all. Danny Drew, everyone, I want to thank you, LT and everyone that came in earlier. I want to thank all of you. God bless you. Thank you for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. And please like and subscribe if you get a chance. And please, if you get a chance, check out Warrior Week Radio. He's got a good show. He has coaches on there that I like. And they break it down. They break it down real. They break it the real shit, you know. So I really like it. So check them out.
Thank you, EJ.
That being said, guys, I'll see y'all later. You gentlemen, please hold on.
God bless.